across the line.
He's going to get down here first. Look at Andrew Tate flying third deck to deck.
Good afternoon, hydroplane race fans from around the world. Thank you for watching the H1 Unlimited live stream of the 2019 APBA Gold Cup here at the 69th Madison Regatta in Madison, Indiana. We're set for Unlimited's Heat 1A and 1B here on the Ohio River. We are currently inside the 5 to the 5 period, as you see on our countdown clock, top right-hand corner of the picture. Right now we are exactly 8 minutes until the start for Unlimited 1A. 4 boats set to go in Unlimited Heat 1A. All 4 are in the water. And we're sliding 5. So we'll reset this clock. As it is at 7:40, it will reset and we'll go back to 5 to the 5. So we apologize for the delay here in Madison for Unlimited Heat 1A coming up. We will reset our watches and get back in sync here with the clock. This is a 2-mile race course here in Madison, Indiana. We will run the Gold Cup rules that you've been familiar with for the past number of years in Detroit, and the one try in Tri-Cities, Washington for the APBA Gold Cup back in 2015. We'll run 4 sets of elimination heats, 7-boat field. The A section will feature 4 crafts. The B section will feature 3 crafts. We'll run 1A, 1B, 2A, 2B today. The elimination heats are 4-lap heats on this 2-mile track cut out on the Ohio River in between the state of Indiana and Kentucky. The winner-take-all final tomorrow afternoon will be a 5-lap affair here on the Ohio River. Narrow course here in Madison for our fans familiar with the sport, with hydroplane racing in Madison, Indiana. Narrow track. The top 4 boats in points after 4 heats will race on the front row for the final tomorrow, and we will have 2 trailer boats for the APBA Gold Cup Championship. It will be a 6-boat final. And as you see in the top right-hand corner, we are currently 9 minutes and 45 seconds until the start, under 9:45 away for Unlimited Heat 1A. Weather conditions in Madison, you can see by the camera, the water conditions are ideal. Smooth water, current a little bit swifter than usual this time of year with the water depth here on the Ohio River. We're about at the 20-foot mark, but it is ideal for racing here in Madison. Yesterday it was hot and humid, sunshine most of the day. This morning we were greeted with cloud cover, and now as you can see from the west, we start seeing some blue skies as the sun starts to break through the cloud cover. But it's been a welcome cloud cover here today, as it's really cut down on the humidity for the fans here along the shoreline in Madison. We see the U-98 Graham Trucking American Dream set to lead the dock, along with the U-7 Spirit of Detroit. Your defending APBA Gold Cup champion, the U1 Oxshire Marketing Delta Rail Track, and the Home Street Blue and White, the hometown favorite, the Madison, Indiana-based U6 Miss Home Street. 8 minutes and 20 seconds until the start. 8 minutes and 20 seconds away. Jimmy Shane, your top qualifier for the APBA Gold Cup. 2-lap average yesterday at 148.885 miles per hour. Set a new 2-mile, 1-lap qualification record here in Madison yesterday at 149.692 miles per hour. 7 minutes and 40 seconds until the start, until Unlimited 1A. Beautiful shot of the Madison pit area with the city of Madison in the background. Madison, Indiana, a community of just over 12,000. Fourth time the city has hosted the APBA Gold Cup, and it is the smallest city to host an event of this size since the World War II era, 4 different times in 1971, 79, 80, and of course this year in 2019. And as you know, fans along the shoreline will be rooting for their hometown boat, the U6 Miss Home Street. We'll hear lots of applause for that craft throughout the weekend, so just sit back and have some fun. Glad you could join us here for the H1 Unlimited live stream of the APBA Gold Cup. Slings are applied to our next boats going into 1B. We do have the slings on the Graham Trucking and the Bright Orange Bucket List Racing. And once the Graham Trucking is lowered into the water, we'll see the U11 going to the water park next to him here in the pit area of the middle crane. 6:25 away, 6:25. I spoke to H1 Chief Referee Doug Shelton this morning. The boats can leave the pit area at the 5-minute mark. Unlike last weekend in Guntersville, due to the distance from the pit area to the race course, you could leave at the 7-minute mark. Here at Madison this weekend, boats can leave the dock at the 5-minute period. 6 minutes. 6 minutes away until Unlimited Heat 1A. Preliminary heats once again, 4 laps apiece. Final heat tomorrow afternoon, 5 times around. The idea in the heat races, points, points, points. You don't want to beat yourself in the preliminaries, especially here early on. The first section of heats at any Unlimited hydroplane race you're at is the most important to get a good start to the weekend. We see the ropes being taken off the 7 Spirit of Detroit. As we look at Corey Peabody, lid going down on the second Rob Graham entry. The U98, Graham Trucking, American Dream. 5:10 away. Coming up on the 5-minute period. Nope, now we've got to count on hold, count on hold. Count on hold. Count on hold. So now the lid will come back up on the 98 Graham Trucking we see below because, as I mentioned, it's hot and humid here in Madison. Temperatures inside that capsule with that lid down could get up well over 100 degrees, and the main objective is to keep that driver as cool and as comfortable inside that capsule before it's shut to go out to racing competition. I'm going to turn the microphone down momentarily. Stay tuned. We'll be back in just a bit. Rejoin you here with the audio. We're inside now 30 seconds until 1 to the 5. Inside 30 seconds until 1 to the 5. See all 4 participants lined up. Miss Home Street on the bottom, followed by the Oxshire Marketing Delta Reel Track. Then Spirit of Detroit, Graham Trucking, American Dream. There's the 6-minute period. 6-minute period is in session. Start-finish line buoy right here below the pit area in Madison, just south of Mulberry Street. The crafts will travel to the right-hand side of us up into turn number 1 or the west turn. They'll thunder up the back straightaway, the Trimble County, Kentucky shoreline of the Ohio River, greet the fans camping out and watching the Gold Cup in Milton, Kentucky. They'll go into turn number 2 or the bridge turn. Long chutes here for this 2-mile track, tight turns. As we mentioned earlier, you want to do well in the first tee of the weekend to get those points built, get some momentum going. You don't want to beat yourself here in 1A or 1B. 5 minutes and 10 seconds until the start. There's the 5-minute period. 5-minute period in session for Unlimited 1A. The Unlimited Hydroplanes, the world's fastest racing boats, 28 foot in length, 14 foot wide. 6 of our 7 participants powered by the T55 Lycoming turbine engine. Generates 2,600 horsepower, 6,700-pounder racing vessel. As all 4 lead the dock, first out the home street blue and white, Jimmy Shane, followed by the bright red with the blue and white striping, Spirit of Detroit. Next out is your defending APBA Gold Cup champion, Andrew Tate in the U1. Auction Marketing presents Delta Real Track. And following Tate to his left is the red, white, and blue Corey Peabody in the U98 Graham Trucking American Dream. It is a clock start format. All boats in the H1 Unlimited Hydroplane Series has a beacon light on top of the cowling. You have to stay above 80 miles per hour during the warm-up period. If the officials feel you're violating that 80 mile per hour rule off plane, you could be issued a 1-minute penalty. That will be something to watch as well with the video online with H1 Unlimited streaming. Up in turn number 2, that's the hometown favorite, the home street blue and white, the Miss Madison Incorporated based U6 Miss Home Street. Jimmy Shane, the driver, a native of Havre de Grace, Maryland, now resides in Maple Valley, Washington. Your Gold Cup winner in 2014, 15, and 17, the U6 Miss Home Street. Off turn number 2 here in the warm-up period. It is the dominant red with the blue and white striping. It's the U7 Spirit of Detroit. Bert Henderson's chauffeurs out of Brockville, Ontario, Canada. The owner out of Detroit is Dave Bardish. There's your defending APBA Gold Cup champion by the start-finish line buoy. That was Andrew Tate in the dominant white with the orange and yellow effect. U1 Auction Marketing, Delta Real Track. Andrew Tate hails from Walled Lake, Michigan. The boat owners, Lori and Mike Jones, out of Lake Tapps, Washington. And our final boat down in turn number 1 is the red, white, and blue U98 Graham Trucking American Dream. Corey Peabody drives out of Kent, Washington. The boat owner is Rob Graham out of Milton, Washington. We are coming up on the 2-minute period, 2 minutes. You can cut the race course, back chute to front chute, just right across from us from the start-finish line buoy prior to the entrance pin of turn number 2. You can cut into the infield on the front chute to back chute only at the GPW turn 1 course prior to the DMZ zone down in turn number 1. 1 minute and 40 seconds until the start. It is Unlimited 1. Now Shane, you saw, made a maneuver, crisscrossed that front chute, but that was a legal maneuver. Plenty of boat lengths. Looks like he wants lane number 1. We're 1 minute and 25 seconds until the start. Now the U98 powers up on the outside, the Graham Trucking American Dream. Right now, Shane looks like he has a good stake at lane number 1, but lots to decide before they get to that entrance pin at turn number 2 prior to the start. Coming up on the 1 minute period. All 4 boats entering turn number 1. There's Shane to the inside. 1 minute period is come and gone. Shane right now, lane number 1. Andrew Tate trying to slide into that 2 lane. Bert Henderson in 3. Corey Peabody will go to the outside. 45 seconds away. Shane appears to be ideal on his timing marks. As we look above the Ohio River as the boats creep down the back straightaway. Shane is in 1. Tate is in 2. Henderson is in 3. Peabody is in 4. 30 seconds away for Unlimited Heat 1A for the American Powerboat Association APBA Gold Cup here at the 69th Madison Regatta. 20 seconds away, and by my timing mark, Shane looks ideal. 16 there at that entrance pin. Shane in 1, Tate in 2, Henderson in 3, Peabody in 4. This looks to be an ideal start as we begin our APBA Gold Cup in Madison, Indiana. As they come to the line, you see the clock, you see the line. It looks legal from here. We're racing in Unlimited 1A in the APBA Gold Cup. Bert Henderson, a stout engine on the outside in lane number 3, leads in turn number 1. Let's go to the drone shot, and now Jimmy Shane takes the lead in lane number 1 in Miss Home Street. Andrew Tate trouble down there in turn number 1 in lane 2 in second. Bert Henderson actually second in Spirit of Detroit. Tate in third, Peabody in fourth. Boy, Shane, a valuable lane number 1, leads it. Halfway up the back straightaway, it's Shane in front, and Henderson, a dynamite ride in second in lane 3 in the Spirit of Detroit. Your defending champion in third. This is critical points for second. Here in Unlimited 1A, the start was good. Start was good. We will come down to complete lap number 1 of 4. Your leader is the U6, Miss Home Street, with Jimmy Shane making 2 rooster tails over Bert Henderson, driving a dynamite 1 here in 1A in the Spirit of Detroit. Andrew Tate, your defending champion, has work to do. In third position in Auction Marketing, Delta Real Track. From the sky, it's Shane comfortably in front, but with Henderson running on the outside wake of Shane, that's going to be an advantage for Tate. Tate trying to make up ground on the inside for the second place position. Peabody in third. Beautiful shot down the back chute as Shane extends his lead. Make it 2.5 rooster tails. Henderson still in second. Tate in third. Peabody in fourth. As you see, Henderson now he extends it out a little bit, about a tail and a half over Tate in third. Your leader, Jimmy Shane, exiting turn number 2 with the Milton Madison Bridge in the background. We're halfway through Unlimited 1A, and it's the hometown favorite, Miss Home Street, in front. Second place, Bert Henderson, and boy, these are going to be valuable 300 if he can hang on for 2 more laps in second in the Spirit of Detroit. Andrew Tate had that trouble in turn number 1 on lap number 1, fighting hard in third. In Auction Marketing, Delta Real Track, all 3, the top 3 in turn number 1. Now Shane has gone outside the pins a little bit to try to find smoother water, maybe trying to put Tate at a disadvantage in that third position with his wake, but comfortably in front. It's the Madison, Indiana-based Miss Home Street with Jimmy Shane. Bert Henderson, he's drove a beauty, still has work to do. And Tate trying to make up ground on the inside as a blister into turn number 2. There's Henderson. Tate's got it down to about 10 boat lengths per second. White flag is displayed. 3 in the books and 1 to go for your leader, Jimmy Shane, in front. Here's the battle. Let's keep the cameras on the second place position. Bert Henderson. His second place advantage is now down to 7 boat lengths. Shane comfortably in front. Peabody remains in fourth, but here's your battle for second in Unlimited 1A. You don't want to beat yourself here early on, and Bert Henderson is trying to hold on for these second place points. Nice turn by Bert, and boy, Andrew's boat just not working well on the pins on the inside of the Auction Marketing Delta Real Track. And now Henderson extends it back out for second with a half a lap to go. Your leader, Jimmy Shane, entering turn number 2, will keep this eye on second. Henderson in second. Tate in third. Shane swinging way outside as the camera widens. Now from the aerial, here's your winner of Unlimited 1A, Jimmy Shane and Miss Home Street. Here's your battle for second. Here comes Tate. Here's Henderson. Did Bert go to sleep? No, it's Bert Henderson. Wow. By 2 boat lengths over Andrew Tate in the third position in the Auction Marketing Delta Real Track. And we see Corey Peabody back in the fourth position, trying to come around and get those 169 points in fourth position in the Graham Trucking American Dream. But boy, this Gold Cup, Brad Luce and I have been fortunate to work many up in Detroit. This first heat of the weekend, the A and B section, you don't want to beat yourself. You want to score well. And Bert Henderson, what a valuable 300 there, and what a great run by him in lane number 3. As you saw from the aerial up in turn number 1, Andrew Tate was in lane number 2, and it looked like his boat was having trouble negotiating the tighter turns here in Madison as the U98 Graham Trucking American Dream crosses the finish line in the 4th position. And now, thank you, Joe, we look up the U6 Miss Home Street there he is, Joe, right here. Oh, I'm sorry, Joe. The U1, now he's refired, okay. Thank you, Joe. We thought we had your defending champion down, but he refired, so he'll come back in under his own power. And there's your unofficial winner of Unlimited Heat 1A here at the APBA Gold Cup, Jimmy Shane in the Miss Home Street. The boats will go through tech inspection after Unlimited's 1A and 1B. So we're off and rolling here at the APBA Gold Cup. And boy, dynamite camera work by our young men. Tate Meyer here at the judges stand. His brother Jared Meyer off turn number 1 on the back chute. We got Kellen Rainey up here pushing the buttons for these different camera angles. Joe McCord's behind me monitoring the radios and the drone footage. Fans, if you're watching this, these young men in this sport has provided you last weekend and this weekend phenomenal video, and they're a welcome addition. Good job. For our viewers at home watching the live H1 Unlimited stream, if you just joined us, write them down in pencil. Your winner of Unlimited Heat 1A, Jimmy Shane, U6 Miss Home Street, 400 points. Second place to Bert Henderson, U7 Spirit of Detroit, 300 points. Third place to Andrew Tate, U1 Auction Marketing presents Delta Real Track, 225 points. And fourth position goes to Corey Peabody in the U98 Graham Trucking American Dream with 169 points. If you just heard in the background, we are inside 5 to the 5 for Unlimited Heat 1B. All 4 boats are in the water. The 440 Bucket List Racing. The 11 J&Ds presented by Reliable Diamond Tool. And the 12 Graham Trucking. $9.25 until the start, $9.25 away. Turn the microphone down here momentarily. Stay with us. Live coverage of the 69th Madison Regatta, APBA Gold Cup, live streaming through H1 Unlimited. Stand by. inside the 7-minute mark for Unlimited 1B. Sorry for the microphone twist down. Had to take a little bit of break there, Kellen. Great job by you with the camera angles with the board up here. Tate Meyer up here heading the operation with his camera. His brother over in Milton, Kentucky. And, of course, the drone footage so far today and last week at Guntersville during the live coverage here of H1 Unlimited Hydroplane Racing has just been nothing but fabulous. Fabulous work with these young men. 6 minutes and 15 seconds until the start. Just a pleasure for this old-timer to be down helping these young men, and glad to do it. Coming up on the 6-minute mark. 6 minutes. 6 minutes until Unlimited 1B. If you just joined us, the Madison, Indiana race course, 2 miles in length. The preliminary heats are 4 laps. The winner-take-all Gold Cup Championship tomorrow afternoon will be a 5-lap finale. 5:40 away, 5:40. All 3 boats for 1B in the water, been in there for some time. Drivers are getting their last second instructions from the crew. The lid is already down on the 440 Bucket List Racing. Lid down, it appears to be on the 11. J&D's presented by Reliable Diamond Tool, Tom Thompson. 10 seconds until 5 minutes, and right now, nope, there it goes. I thought there might have been some last-minute antics going on with the arm motion with the crew members on the Graham trucking, but the capsule is closed for J. Michael Kelly. Boats being pointed out toward the shore. Crank them up. 4:45 away, 4:45. The bright orange boat, that is the experimental craft in the H1 Unlimited Series. A little bit smaller, less horsepower. Looking at a boat about 26 foot long compared to the others in the fleet at 28 feet. The 440 Bucket List Racing is powered by the T53 Lycoming turbine engine. Cranks out about 1,400 horsepower. And, of course, that was the same motor used back in 1974 with the first competitive turbine in Unlimited Hydroplane Racing, the U95. But they had 2 T53s in it with that elaborate gearbox design and a very competitive boat, the U95, until its days ended at Lake Washington Sandpoint in 1974. 3 minutes and 55 seconds until the start. The view from above. All 3 drivers left the pit dock. J. Michael Kelly out first, followed by Tom Thompson and Dustin Eccles. ID the boats for you as they make their way up the back straightaway. There is the U12, the dominant red with the metallic silver. Love those effects on the cowling and the vertical. The driver of the U12 Graham Trucking, J. Michael Kelly, out of Bonnie Lake, Washington, your 2016 APBA Gold Cup champion. Craft owner Rob Graham out of Milton, Washington. The crew chief, the veteran Tom Anderson, out of Seattle. 3:10 away behind the 12. We'll get a better look as he appears behind the tail up in turn number 2. There it is, the beautiful chartreuse and carnival orange. It's the U11 J&D's presented by Reliable Diamond Tool. 56-year-old Tom Thompson drives out of Cambridge, Maryland. The craft owners are Shannon and Scott Rainey out of Edmonds, Washington. Scott serves as the crew chief for the 11. And here's the little boat that can get it done. Had a good run last week at the Southern Cup at Lake Guntersville, Alabama. It's the bright orange 440 Bucket List Racing. Dustin Eccles drives out of Monroe, Washington. The craft owners are Sharon and Kelly Stockland out of Snohomish, Washington. And the crew chief is the young Taylor Evans. As you see from above, 2:15 away. Kelly halfway up the chute, stalked by Thompson. Eccles off turn number 1 here in the warm-up period. 3-boat heat. Lucky to get the 3-boat heat. As we mentioned earlier, you don't want to beat yourself here in the first section of heats. J. Michael Kelly has a knack of getting lane number 1, and right now it looks like he's got great stake for it, but plenty of time to decide before your lane is established prior to the entrance pin of turn number 2. 140 until the start. Kelly on the buoy row. Thompson back about one tail in the 2 lane, and I believe Dustin Eccles will settle to the outside here in Unlimited 1B. 125 away. So it's Kelly, the runner-up at last weekend's Southern Cup at Guntersville, Alabama. Tom Thompson to the outside. Now Dustin Eccles getting closer here in the milling period as we're approaching the 1 minute mark. Beautiful shot from above. Kelly in 1, Thompson in 2, Eccles in 3. 1 minute has come and gone, and I expect it to stay this way early on. No need to risk equipment, no need to risk other drivers. Just stay where you are and let the best man win when the clock strikes 0. Now Thompson did pull out a little bit. Is he going to try to creep over? Good aerial there on the back chute. Not enough boat links to do that. So Thompson will lead him up. Kelly and Eccles trails back. 25 seconds until the start. Should be at that 16-second marker at the entrance of turn number 2. Thompson might be ideal because he's out in lane number 2 away from the pins. Kelly trailing back. 10 seconds away. Kelly in 1. Thompson in 2. Eccles in 3. Here we come to the line for Unlimited 1B at the APBA Gold Cup. And I think Thompson could be over. We'll call it physically. Could a mistake been made by the veteran chauffeur out of Maryland? We'll call it physically into turn number 1. Tom Thompson is in front in lane number 2. J. Michael Kelly making up ground on the buoy row, and Kelly carves a dynamite turn on the buoy row in the Graham Trucking. Thompson in second, and we do have a penalty. Tom Thompson has jumped the starting clock in the number 11. J&D's presented by Reliable Diamond Tool. That will vault Dustin Eccles into the second position. 1 minute penalty for Tom Thompson. We go into turn number 2. Your leader is J. Michael Kelly in the Graham Trucking, and the first mistake of the weekend goes to the veteran shoe in second, Tom Thompson. He'll be issued a 1 minute penalty in the J&D's presented by Reliable Diamond Tool. Physically on the course, it's Kelly in first, Thompson in second, Eccles in third, but right now, Eccles would vault to second because he's well within the 1 minute frame of elapsed time here in this heat. J. Michael Kelly in turn number 1 in the Graham Trucking, your 2016 Gold Cup winner. Now you see from the aerial, he has moved away from the buoy row some, and that forces Tom Thompson more out as well in the number 11. Running physically second, but third here in 1B. J. Michael Kelly took advantage of lane number 1. Kept his cool inside the capsule, made a clean start, and that's going to prove valuable here in Unlimited 1B. Beautiful shot with the Milton Madison Bridge in the background. We're at the halfway mark of Unlimited 1B, and it's all J. Michael Kelly in front. Flies the boat for the Indiana fans here on the shoreline. Working down into turn number 1. Tom Thompson running physically in second, but in the third position with the 1 minute penalty and gun jump. Dustin Eccles in the bucket list racing off turn number 2, and these will be a valuable 300 for the Bright Orange out of Snohomish, Washington. Eccles 2 down and 2 to go, actually running in the second position, but physically third on the track. J. Michael Kelly, 2.5 in, 1.5 to go, streaks up the Trimble County shoreline in the U12 Graham Trucking, puts it on the hook. Keeping it smooth, keeping it out of trouble, keeping it well away from those course markers. If you dislodge one, that's a minute penalty. White flag displayed, 3 in the books, and 2 more miles to go for J. Michael Kelly, comfortably in front in the Graham Trucking. Beautiful shot with Kelly entering turn number 1 with the power plant in the background. Here's Tom Thompson physically second, but in third with that 1 minute penalty in the J&Ds presented by Reliable Diamond Tool. Spread out here in 1B. Eccles entering turn number 2. You see J. Michael Kelly well out in front, the right-hand side of your screen. There he is, halfway up the back chute. 1/2 lap to go to victory here in the Graham Trucking. Dustin Eccles just by the start-finish line buoy in that third position physically, but actually second on the track. J. Michael Kelly swinging way outside, close to the insurance markers. Here's your winner of Unlimited 1B at the APBA Gold Cup in Madison, Indiana. J. Michael Kelly in the U12 Graham Trucking. That's a big 400 for the Graham Trucking camp out of Milton, Washington. Here's the mistake. I know he'll be disappointed. He's a Charger. He'll come back in that second flight, no doubt. Tom Thompson crosses physically in second in the J&Ds presented by Reliable Diamond Tool. He'll fall to that third spot because Dustin Eccles, well within that 1 minute range, running in second in the Bucket List Racing. There's Dustin up in turn number 2 as we see Thompson on the cool-off lap in turn number 1. And we look away from the camera, and here's your second place finisher in Unlimited 1B. That's Dustin Eccles in the Bucket List Racing. So our first set of heats are in the books here at the 2019 APBA Gold Cup at the 69th Madison Regatta. J. Michael Kelly, no doubt the favorite on paper going in, and he proved that to be true, winning Unlimited 1B. And boy, Tom Thompson, I know he's going to be hurting, but it's still early on. Those 225 are better than 0, so they'll look to the draws for the second flight, and hopefully they can get some things go their way to get more points in that second section. J. Michael Kelly pointing the nose of Rob Graham's craft, based out of Milton, Washington. Beautiful boat. Trust me, there'll be a lot of remote control boat races around the world building this U12 Graham Trucking. It is slick up close, and they've done a wonderful job with this one with the paint scheme and the effects. Great looking racecraft, of course. It began its days as the T6 Miss Budweiser. J. Michael back to the dock. And there's Tom Thompson coming back in as well in the J&Ds presented by Reliable Diamond Tool. Joe McCord, before you leave, could you please check to see what the start times could be for 2A and 2B, if you would, please? We did have a shuffle. We'd like to get that to our fans before we sign off before 2A and 2B. Joe will go down and check on that, and we'll get those start times for you. The original was at 3:20, then pushed back to 3:50, but we want to get that for our fans watching on the H1 Unlimited live stream before we sign off and come back to you for Unlimited 2A here later this afternoon in Madison. Graham Trucking back to the dock, as you see, along with the J&Ds presented by Reliable Diamond Tool. You see Dustin Eccles, low power, trying to coast his way back into the pit dock in the Bucket List Racing with that help from Snushkatush. I think I got it right, Brad. Dustin Eccles climbing out of the cockpit of the Bucket List Racing. Joe making his way back up. Sir, what is the start time for 2A and 2B?
Well, they pushed everything back about 15 minutes due to the GPW, so everything is basically back 15 minutes, Jeff. That's what they said. They didn't come down with an actual time.
Thank you very much, Joe. No exact time yet for 2A and 2B. So what we'll do with that, we can monitor H1 Unlimited at Twitter and on Facebook. Joe, you and David Anderson are down there, and as soon as you get that start time, you'll post that on those social media sites.
Yes, that's correct. We hope to have it, like I say, about 15-minute draw or pushback right now, and hopefully within the next 10 minutes or so we'll know what's going on.
And also, too, they'll be drawing for 2A and 2B, and that will be on those sites as well.
Yes, sir. We have all the schedule that we can get from H1. H1's chairman, Ron Perry, he's the one that gives us all the information. We put it out as quickly as we can.
I had to borrow Tate Meyer's phone yesterday. You were averaging those speeds quickly, and it's I just got to upgrade for long. I can't do it with that little phone I got.
Well, Jeff, the landline is gone, and the flip phones are pretty much gone as well, and so I would suggest that you probably should upgrade your phone.
Thank you, Joe McCord. And before we leave here, we got a special guest joining us. Step over here, young man. Tate will get us focused in here and coming up with the live shot. Let me know, Tate, when we go hot. Hey, everything's good. You're a veteran at this. I'm trying to learn a little bit. With us here is our winner of Unlimited 1A, the hometown favorite this weekend, Jimmy Shane in the Miss Home Street. Good start.
Yeah, great start to the weekend. I was able to get my timing marks. We did a lot of, probably more testing than anybody leading up to that first heat of racing. And we had some really good timing marks. I wanted to try to get a feel for where we needed to be on the course, and it worked out good for us in that first heat.
I did ask you that yesterday evening. You did take advantage of the timing marks, so you felt like that was an extra feather in your cap going into 1A.
Absolutely. Like I say, anytime you can get out on the water and get data, collect data, it's only going to help you make decisions when it comes time for heat racing.
Now, you have constant contact via two-way radio. The veteran 01 Gold Cup winner, Mike Hansen, is your radio man. You got through turn number one nicely. Was he kind of giving you ideas what was happening behind you? Because Bert Henderson drove a dandy in second.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, like I say, we have constant radio communication. We got down to that first turn in lane 1 first, and that's a good place to be in any of the heats. Coming off that corner, I made it through there. It's pretty sloppy in both the corners right now. So being able to get out of that first turn first and get down the backstretch and accelerate, that was probably what won the race right there, getting out of that corner really fast.
From our drone shots in turn number 1 behind you, it looked like Andrew Tate was struggling in the lane 2 sequence with this dynamite video provided by our young men here with H1 Unlimited. This is a extra added tool you can use to look at in between heats.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, having that overhead video too gives you really clear pictures of what's going on the race course, a perspective that we haven't really had a chance to see very much. So you can make some really good decisions as a driver reviewing that video to see how your mind at the horizon level is reacting to what's actually going on up above.
Water conditions, they look good from here, but of course you get out there and there could still be some of that stuff underneath we can't see. How does it look to you?
It's rough. It's it's rough. You get 4 or 5 boats out. If we get 4 boats in our heat, it got extremely rough, and that's probably why Andrew might have had a little harder time in that inside lane inside of Bert there. You get in that rough stuff, and the boat does not want to get up and go off the corner. So you got to get up and get going. And I think Bert was just able to keep his RPMs up around the outside.
Boy, we could hear the fans in the background. They were excited. They know who their hometown boat is.
Yeah, it's like I say, great start to the weekend for the Miss Home Street, and we'll take it into the next set of heats here and see what we can do.
Jimmy Shane with us, driver of the U6 Miss Home Street. Thank you for joining us, and I know you're anxious for the draws for 2A and 2B coming up.
Yeah, I always want to see who we're going to be up against in the next heat of racing. So we got a quick little autograph session for all the drivers, so we get to interact with the fans coming up here soon. So if you're watching the live stream, come on by the autograph session, and we'll see you there.
You know who that autograph session's sponsored by, don't you?
I do. My buddies from Chandler Chevrolet, they provided me a wonderful set of wheels this weekend, and really appreciate that from them.
That's my full-time position in Madison with Chandler Chevrolet. We got Jimmy in the GMC Denali this weekend, and 600 Clifty Drive on Madison's Hilltop. Give Chandler Chevrolet a call at 812-273-5555. 4,400. Congratulations. We'll see you later.
Thank you very much.
All right, that'll wrap things up for Unlimited's 1A and 1B here in Madison. Tate, do we want to go ahead and wrap it up? We're going to stay on just for a little bit, so hopefully we might be able to get the draws real quick for 2A and 2B. So, Kellen, with that, we'll go ahead and turn the microphone down. Stay with us. If we get those draws, we'll come back right on here with you on the horn. Welcome back to the live stream, H1 Unlimited, here at the 69th Madison Regatta, Indiana Governor's Cup, APBA Gold Cup action. Let's talk to you first. Bert Henderson, Spirit of Detroit, second place in 1A. You have to be super tickled.
Oh, my God, yeah. Like, Andrew made us work for that. You know, he's a great driver. You know, the team made some changes from our timeout and testing, and they worked out really well. So, you know, we got a few things up our sleeve to make it a little bit better, but certainly won't divulge that here. So we'll see. Check us out for heat number 2.
Boy, great start. And from the aerial above, it looked like Andrew was having trouble turning his boat in lane number 2, the tighter turn. Do you feel that wider arc was more valuable for you to hang on to that second?
Absolutely. You know, our deal was to try and keep Andrew kind of in the slop and, you know, hold him tight. You know, I was following Jimmy's arc, and, you know, that was the way that we had to beat Andrew. But, you know, like I said, Andrew's a great competitor, so he was right there the whole time.
And then your radio man, of course, is Patrick Haworth, and he's no stranger to hydroplane racing. I'm sure the communication was stick with it, go at it.
Yeah, pretty much. Patrick puts himself in the cockpit of the boat with me, and, you know, it's awesome having Patrick on the radios. You know, when he gets into the T3, you know, look out. You know, he's going to be an opponent.
Big 300. I know you're looking forward to this draw. I'm sure you'd love to draw that B section with the 3-boat heat.
You know, we'll take that. You know, we'll see what they draw, but hopefully we'll get a pretty good heat draw and, you know, make them work for it in the next heat.
Bert, thank you. Good luck in that second round.
Thanks, Jeff.
Swing over here to our winner of Unlimited Heat 1B, J. Michael Kelly, and the U12 Graham Trucking. I tell you what, you little rascal, you know how to get lane one, and that was key.
You know, you got to take advantage of those inside lanes, and you know, wasn't sure I really wanted to be in there. It just happened to be there, but I didn't get very many timing marks, and I don't think the other guys did too today. So it was kind of just go out there and just find a place, and it worked out into our favor. It was tough out there. The course was pretty challenging this time, so hopefully we can get that figured out with the buoys and stuff. But we made it a race, and we'll see what happens the rest of the day.
I mentioned that during the warm-up period. My marks are at 16 seconds to the entrance pin of turn 2, and Tom was on your outside, and he got there at about 18. I thought maybe that extra real estate might help him out. Did you kind of hold back conservatively, not to beat yourself, to jump the gun?
Yeah, I mean, we did it last weekend, and kind of beat ourselves in one of the heat along with Jimmy Shane by jumping the gun. And the biggest thing is you don't want to take yourself out this soon in the the weekend. Maybe save it for the final and push the start a little bit more. But right now it's all about getting points, and we had 3 boats out there, so you got to get as many points out of that as you can, and not take yourself out.
Now, your radio communication with your spotter, I'm sure when you got the word Tom jumped the gun, it was just settle down. I noticed you kind of crept away from those buoys a little bit because you take one out and you're down a minute.
Yeah, and it is pretty interesting going down to turn 1. The entrance pin, we didn't have the entrance pin was gone when we started the race, so we had the next buoy that was our entrance pin, and then as the race went on, that buoy disappeared too. So made it pretty challenging. But yeah, we just want to get separation and save the boat.
Jay Michael, thank you very much. You got the Chandler Chevrolet driver's autograph session to get to. Good luck in the second round.
Thank you.
Jay Michael Kelly with us, the winner of Unlimited Heat 1B, and we do have the start times for you and the draws. Unlimited Heat 2A will go off at 3:20 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time here in Madison. Boats participating: U7, Spirit of Detroit; U11, J&D's presented by Reliable Diamond Tool; U12, Graham Trucking; 440, Bucket List Racing. Unlimited Heat 2B will be at 3:40 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. Boats participating: U1, Auction Marketing presents Delta Real Track; U6, Miss Home Street; and U98, Graham Trucking, American Dream. Stay updated with H1 Unlimited on Twitter and Facebook. 2 other Facebook identities you can check as well: Hydro News and Unlimited's on down. Join us later for live action of 2A and 2B for the crew here at Madison with the H1 Unlimited stream. We'll see you later.